Ready? Good. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Chen. I am the instructor of this class, COM 1311, Introduction to Communication.
And I'm Mark Allen. I'm a graduate assistant, and I'm helping Dr. Chang a little bit with the class. I'm not your TA, but I'm helping with some things here.
Yeah, he's doing his research regarding to different learning format. Okay, so before we go into the class, I just want to introduce myself a little bit, like normally when we have class in person. Okay, so apparently I'm not from here. My name is Wanlin Chen. I'm originally from Taiwan, which is a small island in East Asia. Okay, it's like the south of Japan, east of China, north of Philippines. Okay, very, very tiny. So anyhow, I got my graduate class degrees here in the US. I got my master's degree in Boston. I got my PhD degree in Virginia. And then I came here to teach. This is my third year in the Valley, actually. How about you?
I've been here almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So, see, we are, compared with you, I think we are relatively new.
We're new, yeah.
Not very familiar with this area, I would say. Okay, so this is the first video you are going to watch. I promise you this will be the longest one. Okay, and the whole semester, the whole summer, the video you watch will be between 20 minutes. I think 20 to 25 minutes, so it won't be too long for each chapter. Okay, so let's go into, we are going to share the screen with you and go over the syllabus. Which one? This one?
Just double click it.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And
go to syllabus.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the syllabus we are going to enlarge it a little bit. So maybe, so you can see a little bit better. So I also attach on your email, I also attach a syllabus with it. So you can actually open your own email to download this syllabus. I follow syllabus pretty strictly, so you can just follow everything, the deadline, everything here. Okay, so here again, the first part is my personal information. Like you can see my email and you can basically contact me through email if you have any questions. Okay, same as Mark. So the class, Introduction to Communication, I would say for most of you, this is probably your only communication class in your college life. Okay, so the class is designed, if you see the course description here, course designed to showcase a communication study discipline by introducing basic human communication principles in a variety of contexts, including interpersonal, small group, and public speaking. Okay, so in this class, my goal, I don't think I need to go over learning objectives or department learning objective. You can just read it yourself. But I just want to show you my expectation of this class and what I expect you to do. This class is, since this is the only communication class you have, most of you, I want you to learn the first part is what is communication. There are some principles of communication, like verbal communication, nonverbal communication. What else? Listening.
Listening, language.
And your self-identity. These are all related to communication. So we'll go over these principles. After this, the second part, I will first, because of time, because it's very intense for summer class. So the first part, I will, after you know these principles, next one we are going to talk about public speaking. Okay, there are some basic principles, again, principles and guidelines you need to know about public speaking, how to do a public speaking, give a speech in front of other people. And then I will go back to interpersonal communication. Okay, what is interpersonal communication? What is small group communication? And what what do you need to do when you have interpersonal conflict with other people? Okay, so this is the idea of this class. I just want to let you know. The course textbook here is Communication Pathways. Is this one? Okay, can you see? Communication Pathways. I would say, please do find this book. Please do buy this book. Okay, Mark is going to show you where to find this book.
Sure, and it's really important, like she said, to have the textbook, because you're going to see here that over half of the points for the course are through the 2 exams and some reading quizzes. So they're just that. They're based on the reading. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you, and Dr. Chang can attest to this too, that every time a student comes up to us and says, oh, I'm just doing so badly on the quizzes, I don't know my quiz scores, I got to get these quiz scores up, the first question we ask is, do you have the textbook? And invariably the answer is, no, I didn't buy the textbook. Mm-hmm. Please reach out and buy the textbook. We've located here online for you some possibilities where, as you can see, there are some pretty cheap options. Here's one for ebooks, if you want to go that route, $14.50. Here's one for $11.12. There's one, this is an ebook for $3.71. Chegg isn't listed here, so you're probably familiar with that, Chegg, and they have a myriad of textbooks, and you can probably rent it as well, as buy it if you want, or you can go straight to the publisher. It may be a little more pricey, but they also may have some deals, and this is the publisher here for Communication Pathways, the textbook. It's Fountainhead Press. So look them up. So I just Googled Communication Pathways 2016, which is the, or 16th edition, it should say. 16th edition is what you want to go to. And Fountainhead Press.
No, it's not 16.
Oh, sorry. It is, was that right? 2016?
2016.
Oh, I was right. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. I was questioning myself. Okay, 2016. That's the one you want. And you want to be sure the cover looks like this. And then you'll be all set. And it's actually not a bad book. They're good about using current examples, at least that were there, 4 years ago. And they also, it's an easy read, I feel like. And
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like the book. So please get the book.
Yeah, please get the book.
Because we base all of the videos we're going to tell you about that we're doing for each chapter. We base it off of that. It's not like, Dr. Chang has her own thing and says, oh, here's also a textbook. She is teaching you from the textbook, period, up until the public speaking, and even then. But that's why it's important.
All right. So yeah, get a book, please. Okay. Next one, let's go over here.
I think we have stock in that company the way we're pushing it so hard. We don't, by the way. Okay.
So classroom conduct of professionalism. Okay, so basically, this is kind of like just be polite, and then there are some rules that we hope you can do. Okay, professionalism includes, here is for like in-person class, I would say. Okay, you need to come to class on time and be polite to other students and silence your cell phone. What we are going to do here in this class, since everything's online, but I do want to meet each of you individually through Zoom meetings, at least like maybe once or twice this summer. Okay, because I do want to know who you are. Otherwise, it's kind of weird for me. So again, you need to reply. And when we have a meeting, please be on time. I don't want to wait here and then nobody show up. Okay, so this is one thing. Do you want to add anything here?
A couple things. And Dr. Chang mentioned at first that her office hours are on appointment, right? And the reason for that is that what typically happens is if we say, oh, we're going to be available a certain time period for Zoom for office hours, it doesn't get used. So she's here at your beck and call. So please, use her. And the other thing is there won't be a Zoom class, per se. So that's why like those meetings you're talking about that are one-on-one, and then we're going to tell you about some small group meetings you'll be having as well. are important, you know, and treat those like a class, the way you suggested, showing up on time, being ready to learn, be energized, you know, and they're important. And please take them seriously enough that when you're in a group of people, that you're not driving in your car while you wouldn't go to class that way, right? You're not walking through Walmart or whatever.
Do grocery shopping
while you're doing it, because it's very disrespectful to everybody else. So, you know, find a spot that is, you know, safe from COVID, and also, you know, where you can actually focus on the class for that amount of time, because it's such a small amount of time that you should be able to do that.
Right. I think for each meeting, maybe just like 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes is enough. Okay, so course requirements, policies, and assumptions. For writing policy, so you are going to turn in some papers, okay, some like writing assignments, remembers, double spaces. They are like APA format, APA style. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this one, but I think all of you know technology. Just Google it. APA format. This is the format that I asked for. Okay. Communication with the instructor and TA. So again, like what I said earlier, if you have any questions, just email me. Okay. If you have any question regarding to speeches, okay, later in the end of the semester, you are going to give a short speech, 7 minutes. If you have any questions, you can either email me or Mark.
I'd love to help you out. Just so you know, my background is actually in reality television, and I left the business several years back, and I decided to come back to school to teach because I had taught that a little bit, and I loved it. And I picked speech communication because it's so interesting to me. And I didn't want to make videos anymore, really. Now we're still making videos, but no, I actually loved it. But I have been at the Speech Lab now for, you know, almost a year. And it has just been the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life, and I love it. So part of what we want to do with the speeches is make you not afraid. And I know the fear kind of goes away when you're able to do it online versus in front of a class, but to be not afraid, enjoy doing it a little bit, and share what you've learned with other people. And that's a skill you'll take with you forever. So please reach out, you know, and because we're here to help you. And like I said, I love it too, as much as, you know, the help you would
email us if you have any questions. Blackboard, I hope all of you have Blackboard and know how to use it already. So later I will show you how to find the lecture recordings, how to turn in your assignments, how to do your quiz on Blackboard. Okay, I will demonstrate how to do this. Course evaluation. At the end of the course that you are going to submit, fill out a course evaluation. And that's what you need to do. Because without your evaluation, it's hard for us to improve. Okay. Next one, academic integrity. Just be honest. Okay. Since everything's online, it's actually pretty easy to cheat or do things. But I would say this class is not very hard. You don't need to cheat in order to get grades. As long as you follow what we teach and then follow what we ask you to do, you will pass the class and you will get pretty good grades.
There's a lot here. There's a lot of information and it goes fast, but it's not anything that you're going to have to, you know, hire tutors to try to figure out anything or learn.
It's not very hard.
No, right, exactly.
Right. Course emergencies closer. So if I don't think we'll have class cancellations because everything's online. But just let you know if you have any questions regarding to class, and say, oh, do we have class? Are we going to meet like through Zoom? If you have any question, email me. Okay. Privacy. So please don't email me and say, Professor, what's my grade for this assignment? We are not allowed to give you your grades through email. Instead, you can actually make an appointment through Zoom again, and then we can talk about your performance in class or your performance on your quiz, your assignments, your speeches. Okay? So this is what we are going to do here. Sexual harassment, discrimination, and violence. I don't think we have these things.
I hope not.
We
Yeah.
do everything online.
But, you know, but I mean, this pertains to online, you know, and, you know, not probably that anyone who would sign up for this class would be doing this, but it pertains to online harassment too, you know, of people. So it is pertinent in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Disability accommodations. I know you have some experience. Can you share this?
Yeah, I do. If you feel like you have any kind of a disability that is going to get in your way of learning, for instance, and I don't mind disclosing this, I have ADHD and it's been diagnosed. And so because it can create anxiety in me when I can't understand something, I'm able to get the accommodations through the school, and it's helped me immensely, and they're wonderful. So if you, especially if you see a professional for anything and you feel like it might be hindering your learning, please give them a call, because they have been extremely helpful for me, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about, and hopefully, you know, you'll reach out if you need it.
And these are some information on the syllabus, so you can just call or email them. Late work policy. Okay, late work will not be accepted. Okay, just tell you one more time. I don't accept late work. Okay, unless you have your like specific personal reasons, or tell me why. So yeah, technology failure. I want to say, if you have any technology issue with Blackboard or anything, when you do quiz, when you do exams, contact IT, but copy me in your in your email. Okay, so I know the whole situation, and these can protect you, protect me as well.
Right. Okay. It's like one of my instructors said, you know, he's not the IT department. So we're going to tell you about a special browser you may not be familiar with later on that you're going to need for the exams. And it can create a little bit, some snafu with trying to set it up technically. Dr. Cheng doesn't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, but you have plenty of skilled people who are wonderful and helpful at the university through the IT department, that they're the ones to go to for that as early on as possible to make sure things are ready for you when you're ready to take the exam. You start the exam, it's not working technically, not to sound cold-hearted, but the fact is we are not the ones to call at that point. Please, if you remember anything from this, remember that. Yeah, thank you. It'll help everyone out, especially you. IT people. Yeah, right.
Okay, so this is the course requirements. In this class, we are going, I will go over everything with you. So you are going to do 2 speeches. One is introductory speech. So basically you are going to introduce yourself to your class or your group members. And last one is, the other one is persuasive speech, which we are going to address for maybe like maybe at least like 2 weeks, that we are going to focus on your persuasive speech. Also, you have 2 exams, 5 journal questions, and some reading quizzes. So let's go over everything. So the first thing is notes, completing notes on each video. I'm going to show you Blackboard at the same time. So this is a Blackboard here. Yes. Okay, so if you have your Blackboard, go to course material. Okay, and the first day is tomorrow. Okay, day 1, July 9th, chapter 1. So basically, in every chapter, this is what you will see. You will see lecture recording. What you need to do is play the recording. Okay, and then you can see no submission. This is what you need to do. Download this one. There's a file attachment. Okay. Download here.
Right down here.
Here. Okay, so this is reading notes. So what you need to do is, while you are watching the recording, the lecture, you can take your notes yourself. Okay, so type whatever you like.
Hit pause anytime you want, obviously, in the video, you know, take as much time as you need.
and then fill this out. And after you finish this, save it, and then where's here? Okay, submit here. Note submission, chapter 1. So after you finish reading, and after you finish your note taking, submit your note here, and hit submit.
And you may know you'll get a little green bar that says if it's gone through or not. What I always do, this is just me, to be a little paranoid, is I always take a picture of that. So that if there's any question, you know, and usually you get an email back too, but if there's any question that comes up about, for some reason, technically it didn't go through, I always have the screenshot saying your project was submitted at this time on this date.
So this is what you need to do every class. If you see here, I basically put like day 1. We have class every day, Monday to Friday. So you say, oh, day 1 is chapter 1, day 2 is chapter 3, chapter 4. And you can see what's due on that day. So on this Thursday, okay, on Thursday, day 1 is due note taking, okay, submission, chapter 1. So every day you have some submission. On day 3 here, July 13th, chapter 4, here is what you need to do, okay? Again, you need to, what's the recording? We are going to upload a recording here.
Right.
Okay, recording, and then take notes here. So on these days, you need to finish your first journal question. So this part is your question, okay? So after you read this, you need to, again, write a paper, show paper about it. And here is a grading note, okay? Page length is important. Okay. Do you answer all the questions is important. Okay, and then do you provide specific examples? And do you have any grammar, spelling errors? Like all these things matters.
Yes, it does. And the one thing that students oftentimes don't do is part of both second and 2 and 3 here, which says incorporate terms and concepts from the course and draw clear, appropriate connections between the concepts and experiences. That's just a fancy way of saying, find a concept that we talked about in the course, use the term and say, it's like, you know, blank when I go out to the store and I talk to someone, whatever it is, and then we know that you are familiar with at least one of the terms, you know, and that will help your grade immensely, because if you don't do that, you won't be able to get a perfect score.
Yeah, so this is one thing. So you will see journal question. The whole semester, the whole class, you are going to have 5 journal questions. Okay, and remember I said you are going to do 2 speeches here. The first one called introductory speech. So these are something that you need to address. The length for this speech is 2 to 3 minutes. You're going to record yourself, okay? And the first thing is tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? Where you're from, who are you, where's your family from, and tell us a little bit about who you are today, okay? And here is one thing: compare yourself to a concrete object and explain how you share these important characteristics
So
with the object.
new agey. New age.
What did they? Okay. So basically, what you need to do is like, oh, I remember one student say, if I need to compare myself with an object, I would say I am. She said she's like water.
Oh, I like
she's
that.
So she said, oh, I'm very flexible with any. If you put me in this container, I will be like this. The other container, I can be like that. Okay, I'm very flexible. And I remember one student say, I feel I'm just like a tall tree, because first I'm tall, and then I can provide shelter for other people. So think about yourself. If you need to compare yourself to an object, what is that?
If you have a hard time, ask someone who knows you well. They'll tell you.
Yeah,
You know, you're like a rock. I don't know. You're always there for us. You're always, you know, the one that's, you know.
stubborn.
Yeah, solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
good.
this is one thing that you need to do. You need to talk about, share. And the last thing is tell us a little bit about your goal and future plan. Okay, as we're doing this pandemic time, like what's your plan and what changed you and what do you want to do? So this is for your instructor speech. What you need to do, just record yourself and then upload your video on this one.
If you have any questions, any at all, like I don't know where to get started, I don't know how to do this, blah blah, email me. I'm happy to help you. The other thing is, get used to not reading it. This is about you. So write some notes down. If you have to glance down at your notes a little bit, that's fine, but do it off the cuff. You know, extemporaneously, we talk about get used to not reading the speech, because what I tell people when they come into the lab and they're reading their speech is I say, you know what, whether it's from a sheet or a PowerPoint, I say, you know what, just give me the note cards or the PowerPoint and I'll just read it on my own time if you're just going to stand there and read it to me. So, you know, all in fun, of course, but, you know, but really get used to that and you'll be surprised. You'll be amazed at how you're able to do that.
So this is the assignment that you need to do on day 3. Okay, so you can see like every day you will know what to do. Okay, so like day 4 is like reading quiz. Okay, so again you will see video with notes. Okay, reading quiz, and also you need to take a note. Okay, reading quiz. Right now you cannot do it and you cannot access it, but I will open this on the due date. So if it's due July 14th, I will open the quiz from noon, 12 p.m. to 11:59. Right. Okay. So this is course material. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, so here we say we have note taking, we have small group meetings. Okay, I will give you time and we are going to have discussion. Okay, you will email me, I will email you to set out a time to meet with each other. So this is the first part. The second one, introductory speech, we just went over it. Okay, the 3 questions that you need to answer. You need to tell me, you need to tell your group members. Next one, general questions. Like I say, you are going to have 5 general questions. And then this is a rule that you need to, again, you will see from when you need to submit your general questions. Okay, these are assignments for every class, every day. Reading quiz. Okay, so you are expected to read assigned material before coming to class, well, before you do the quiz. Here it says, reading quiz will open in Blackboard from 12 noon to 11:59 on the due date. Okay, so usually the quiz is around 10-15 minutes. Okay, on average, I remember last semester students say it takes them, the average time to take is 8 minutes to finish one quiz. So you have 12 hours to finish 10 questions. Okay, should be okay. Okay, so we have 2 exams and I will give you the time to do it. Okay, for exams, we are going to use Loudon browser. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Loudon browser, but we are going to, I think Mark is going to create a video for you to let you know what to do, the instruction, how to download Loudon browser. Okay, that's another browser that kind of prevents students to cheat. Okay, and you were using it, how do you feel?
Yeah, well, I had to use it with the camera, so that was a little weird. But okay. At one point, I just had to take a test like this. At one point, I put my head down in my hands because I was like trying to think, and a message came up. You are not looking at the screen. We can't see your face.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, wow. It's very, yeah. We don't have that. We don't have the camera, but we do have the part of it. And again, it's lockdown browser. We do have the part of it that doesn't allow you to go on any other website. okay,
Mhm.
or anything else. Now that doesn't mean that you don't have, you know, access to anything else that you might want to use to take the quiz, but it prevents you from doing that, from sharing your material, from, you know, using other online sources. You don't get to do that. So yeah, I will explain a little bit about it. I'll probably send you to a website that is, you know, better, you know, more adept at explaining it than I would be. But be sure you do it though as early as possible, because start thinking about it now, and you can't do it too soon, because like we said, you don't want to get up to that test day, and, you know, or the day before, and be panic stricken because you can't get this, you know, and you know, set up. So be on that right away.
Yeah, do it as soon as possible. Okay, next one, oral presentation. That's persuasive speech, which you are going to do at the end of this class. Okay. Later this semester, I don't want to say this too much at this point because there's too much information for you. But after 2 weeks, I think I will start to give you some information, what you need to do and what you need to prepare, how to pick a topic. Okay, what's the structure? How to find some reliable sources. We are going to go over everything, and what you need to do is just follow our instructions step by step, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so this is oral presentation. You need to record yourself and upload it on Blackboard. So yeah, so this is the syllabus, the schedule, everything. Okay, I think I have schedule here. So if you like today, well, on Thursday, this is the first day. Class instructions, basically is what we are going to do is kind of welcome messages. And then chapter 1, the basic of communication. So today, by the end of Thursday, 11:59, you need to submit your first note. Okay, note submission, chapter 1. Then chapter 3, chapter 4, and we can delete this one because we just went over it. Okay, so you will see what you need to do here. I will upload this. Okay, I will forward this to you as well. Send this with the video with you. So if you have any questions, you can just email me and to clarify what you think. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this class. So if you have any questions, email me. Okay. So
thanks everybody. Have a great summer session. It's going to go fast, so stay with us, hang on, and you're going to learn a ton. You're going to be shocked, and actually of what you're able to do, you know, by the end. So we're excited for you.
It's pretty intense, really. Like you are going to watch one recording or 2 recording every day, but you will get through it. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thanks.